When you think of the Renaissance and the European painters of that time, what names come to your mind? Leonardo da Vinci for sure, then Michelangelo, Botticelli, Raphael, and so on. There are many other artists during that period, but it is very likely that you know the ones I mentioned. But how likely is it that you say the name of a woman artist during the Renaissance era? How about you pause the video and think of a woman artist from maybe the 1400s to the 1700s? How many names did you come up with? Maybe 2 or 3? I don't blame you. Back then, women were not really encouraged to work or do anything for that matter. If a woman was interested in learning maths, this was the only plus sign that she got to see. So why did I start this video with such a grave and unsettling part of the history? Well, that's because I have a painting for you by a woman artist from the 1500s. Not only was she a great painter, but also managed to impress the likes of Michelangelo and become the most successful woman painter of her time. And this painting, called The Game of Chess by Sofonisba Anguissola, is kind of a declaration of her success. So what are we looking at? Well, not much to explain here. The scene is exactly what it shows. 4 women in a frame. 2 of them are playing quite an exciting game of chess, with a young girl watching, more like rubbing the impending defeat on this girl's face. Something leads me to believe that she did not like her too much. On the left side, we have the oldest woman among the 4, and she literally had to pose before making the final move. Talk about owning her opponent. She is just as flabbergasted as she is annoyed by this mix of a winning move and a winning pose. This woman in the back, who by the looks of her dress and her age appears to be the maid. I think she was telling her about the next move before she noticed that the game is already over. That explains why she has her hand up, telling the maid not to speak anymore. Fancy clothes with a lot of embroidery work and some expensive jewelry suggests that these people are certainly rich. Not to forget the scene in the background that looks like they're sitting right next to heaven, or Gondor for that matter. With the scene explained, let's see who these people are. If you have seen the self-portraits of Sofonisba, you might think that this woman right here is her, but that's not the case. This woman is actually the artist's sister. In fact, these 2 are also her sisters. She also had a brother, but he was not included in this painting for reasons I'll get to later. Now, according to my research, there were 5 brothers and sisters, and here's the father. What? People didn't have much to do back then other than making babies. Don't worry, sir, we're not judging. There's not much hidden meaning or detail in the painting. The inscription here is in Latin, which literally translates to Sofonisba Anguissola, virgin daughter of Amilcare, painted from life her 3 sisters and a maid in 1555. Now let's come to the interesting part, that is, the intended meaning of this scene and why the artist decided to keep her brother out of this painting. The 3 people you see here are Lucia, the one who's winning the game, and you can see that she knows it from her confidence. On the opposite end is Minerva, unfortunately losing this game, and she does not look too happy about it. Then here we have Europa, who is just enjoying the whole thing. We don't know the name of the maid, but it was certainly not as cool as Minerva or Europa, for sure. Nancy maybe? I mean, no offense to all the Nancys out there. The reason why the artist decided to keep it a girls-only scene was because she wanted to deliver a message. Girls are empowered, they are smart, and they can do whatever boys can. This might sound like a very basic thing today, but rewind back to 500 years ago and you'd see that women were mostly kept inside their homes with minimal or no education at all. All they had to know was cooking, stitching and weaving, and taking care of children. Not only that, but when you look at the paintings of that time, and even hundreds of years later, you'd mostly find women as this docile, smiling subject of the painting, either with a coy smile and a flowy dress, or as a meek and helpless person. They were more of an eye candy who just made the scene look beautiful. Now there's nothing wrong with that, but the problem was that back then, imagining a smart and confident woman was quite difficult and not the norm. And then comes this painting, completely breaking all the norms and showing something so radical that it created news. A woman who's supposed to be inside the kitchen, take care of the crying babe, and then clean the dishes, house and clothes, was suddenly transformed. Here, these women are smart, styled immaculately, and the air of confidence is oozing out from their posture. They do not pass their time stitching clothes. They flex their intellectual muscle by playing a game of chess, something that was mostly considered to be sport of men with high intellect. By the way, the artist just turned 22 when she completed this painting, and she did not get any formal training from any academy to learn how to paint. Why didn't she get the training? Good question. Well, because women were not allowed to do so. Remember that back then, people didn't have YouTube to watch Bob Ross hit his paintbrush and teach you how to make beautiful scenes, only for you to try it and then it turns out like this. But Sofonisba was different. She managed to learn everything and show everyone what she can do, despite all the restrictions around her. It is hard to believe that this scene right here was radical for that time. These strong and smart women are not only playing chess at a young age, but doing it with such style. You can almost hear Lucia tell you that, hey, I know this is too much to digest for you, but yes, girls are also smart. And oh, by the way, checkmate. This literal checkmate here also worked as a metaphorical checkmate to the people who considered women to be just household docile objects. And it wasn't just to pose in this picture. These women you see were actually educated, smart, talented, and of course, confident. Another interesting thing to note is how the chess pieces have been arranged. You can see that the queen near the hand of Lucia, establishing a connection between the queen of the chessboard and the, well, queen of chess here. This painting was painted around the time when the rules of chess were tweaked a little bit, making the queen the most powerful piece on the board. I mean, what a poetic way to make a point using a painting, right? But before we move to the next part, I think we should all talk about the father as well. Sofonisba Anguissola was a man with a progressive mindset. Despite the norms, he made sure that his daughters were educated and nurtured their talent. You can get an idea of his dedication towards his daughters by how he named them. Lucia means bringer of light, Minerva is the Roman goddess of wisdom, while Europa was a Phoenician princess. But what about Sofonisba, the artist of this painting? Well, Sofonisba was a Carthaginian woman who was famous for her intelligence and charm. Their dad clearly had big plans for them. Another interesting Easter egg is the inscription on the chessboard. While it says Sofonisba Anguissola, virgin daughter of Amilcare, she used the word Virgo to convey two meanings. It means that she's a virgin or a maiden, but it also connects her to the Greek goddess of innocence and justice. This painting was also a portfolio to show the world her skills, and it created an impact. Sofonisba became the most popular female artist of her time, getting appreciation from major artists like Michelangelo. Not only that, but she was also invited to the Spanish court by Philip II to become the court painter. She also became the official tutor of Queen Isabel. One more thing that some hawk-eyed viewers might have noticed is the way the background looks. With all the effort she put into making this intricately designed dress, why did she skip working on the background? I mean, it looks good, but something feels off, doesn't it? Almost as if the background is not real. Where have I seen something similar? Oh yes, in this barely known painting called the Mona Lisa. The reason why the artists went with this effect was to separate the background from the subject. It was kind of like using a camera with low f value to create the bokeh effect. And here it works perfectly. While the background looks decent, it's not too detailed to make you distracted. The artist wants you to focus on the people here, on their faces and their expressions. And with that, we come to the end of this video. I hope you liked the painting and the story behind it. Feel free to comment your thoughts down below and give the video a like. That's free too. Subscribe to the channel if you like my content, and till we meet next time, have a great day ahead. See ya.